it's Kevin with Microcenter. Some of the videos you see on this channel don't just happen in this studio. They also happen on the road. From flying out to our brand new store openings, to covering trade shows, to filming content with the influencers we work with, we're constantly traveling with our gear. And when you're on the go with a limited time, what you bring matters. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what comes with us on what's inside the Microcenter's camera bag. Let's start with long-form capture. Most of the horizontal footage is captured on the Sony FX3 or the Sony FX30. This camera is a workhorse. The FX3 is a full-frame cinema camera with a 12.1 megapixel sensor made for video, which is great for low light situations. It shoots 4K up to 120 FPS. It supports 10-bit 422 recording, really fast autofocus, and it has built-in fans so we can film for long sessions. And we also have a cage with it, so we can mount with side handles on the side, and we have extra accessories, maybe LED light tubes when we need it. And this camera is our go-to for interviews, keynote coverages, and anything where you want the best image quality possible. Especially in unpredictable lighting situations, we also use the Sony FX30. It is an APS-C cinema camera with 4K 120p recording and professional video features at a more compact price point. Again, 10-bit 422, fast autofocus, and it has all the bells and whistles to the FX3. It is a great value camera with the same menu system, codecs, and workflow just like the FX3. Now, the FX30 uses a Super 35 sensor, which will give us a bit more reach with lenses, and it makes a great B cam to the FX3. It is definitely a travel-friendly camera, being a lighter camera of the two. And for all the travel videos you've seen with Andy, that is shot on the FX30 with the 10 to 20 mil. We typically pair the FX3 with the Sigma 24 to 70 mil 2.8 for most scenarios because of how versatile this setup can be. And for the FX30, we mostly pair it with the Sigma 18 to 50 mil f2.8 or Sony 20 to 70 mil f4, depending on the situation. When we want the extra reach, let's say filming Jensen Huang's NVIDIA keynote for the 50 series launch, we'll use the Sony 70 to 200 mil f4. It gives us that clean compressed look even from a distance. And for audio, we would use the Sony audio top handle made just for FX3 and the FX30, and we'll use it with a shotgun mic for general use. Then the DJI Mic 2 for interviews and talking head videos. We would actually record on the Mic 2 itself for the 32-bit float audio, as well as being a backup audio. And you might see a DJI Lavalier mic attached to the Mic 2 now in the video to be more low profile. Now for our short form capture, our daily driver is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Our YouTube shorts are mostly shot with this camera, or a combination of the two between Pocket 3 and the FX3. And this camera is surprisingly great for its size. 1-inch sensor, which is bigger than most phones and action cameras. It has 4K up to 120 FPS, 10-bit color, and built-in 3-axis gimbal on the camera. The footage comes out smooth and is a low-profile camera where people can enjoy the moment rather than noticing there's a camera there. So you don't need to rig out the camera. And it connects to the DJI Mic 2s, so it's a great setup for solo filming. This is our go-to for short form and vlog style content. Now, more into our specialty cameras that's great for one particular thing here for capturing footage. The DJI Action 5 Pro is our action camera of choice. Very rugged, and it has good battery life for time lapses. The touchscreens are very bright when you use it in outdoor areas.
You wanna say something, Jordan, for the camera?
What up?
And for our POV camera, the new kid on the block, it has become very popular, and that is the DJI Osmo Nano. And this is by the way, a 3D printed lens cover. Shout out to our amazing social media specialist, Jacob. It is very compact, low profile, and is really easy to mount and carry with you. It is perfect for POV style shots, like POV shopping carts in a microcenter, and it is consistent with the other DJI cameras that we use, and so on. So this is a camera that's definitely becoming more popular among the crew here, which is great. It is definitely great to see such a low profile, and you can connect the Mic 2 with this camera. Now, I do want to mention some of the other accessories that we use among the camera. Now, this is definitely one of my favorite accessories in our travel kit, and that is the Magic Arm. Now, it is such a versatile rigging tool to have, and my favorite thing to use it with is the light tube that we use, attaching this to the arm and then the arm to the cage of the camera. And you're able to use this as a side handle to some extent. This is definitely a must to have in my camera bag. For headphones, we use the Sony headphones. It is a really good professional headphones for monitoring audio using our laptop. Now, for portable lighting solutions, we use the Nanlite LED tubes, and we have a bunch of those. And then we'll use ND filters from Freewell on the camera itself. And then we also have a drone. We use the DJI Mini 4 Pro drone to fly the drone inside of the store. For our editing machine of choice, it is currently the MacBook Pro with a M4 chip. We also use an external computer monitor with it. It's a portable monitor, and it's such a nice setup for traveling, especially when you're editing and you need to see, especially, if you're editing like a vertical content, the screen real estate can be a little limiting. So having another monitor that's portable while traveling is super great to have. And then we'll use a travel tripod. Our popular tripod that we use is a carbon fiber tripod, and it's super light, super versatile, and it's really sturdy for the size. And yeah, that's pretty much our setup. And obviously, as you can see on screen, we have a bunch of other miscellaneous accessories, such as the SD cards. We typically use 2 cards per camera. Now, we also have the SSDs for transferring footage from the SD cards to the SSD, and we use the Samsung T7 Shield. Now, I mentioned previously, the side handle is actually pretty popular as well to be used with a camera cage. So we use that with a, whether it's an audio receiver or a LED light tube. Sometimes we also film using props or our mugs, like these new store opening mugs and this key switch that glows in the dark, and so much more. Now, that pretty much sums up our travel video kit. But how about our photo kit? I never ended up talking about this camera. Jacob?
Hey.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm the social media specialist here at Micro Center, and I do quite a bit of photography here and on the road. And one of my go-tos is the A7R5, just because it is the best photo camera that we have. It
is 61 megapixels. And what is your favorite lens with this camera?
Honestly, most of the time I default to this 20-70 f4, just because I'm not trying to make the shallowest depth of field in the world. I've done that in a past life. I don't need to do it anymore. But for tech, you really want to see all of the parts. So I want to make sure that I'm making sure everything is in focus. It also really helps with focus in dark areas because it is full frame. So like the bigger the depth of field, the more likely I am to have it in focus.
Now, besides the A7R5, what are some other cameras that you typically find yourself using that's inside of your travel bag?
Well, it's not photo per se, but I do use the Osmo Nano a lot. If you guys have ever seen video from our TikTok channel, or honestly on our shorts, where you're shopping in the store, it's just me wearing this on a little necklace. So just walking around and holding stuff up to it. It's really fun, it's really easy. And honestly, the color in this is really good. I was very surprised that 10-bit 422 came out of a little camera like this, and it's insane.
Yes, it matches really well across the the whole board with the other DJI products. And besides that, across the videos, we typically shoot in D-Log-M on the DJI products, as well as the S-Log 3 on the Sony cameras. Now, what is your go-to color profile, Jacob, when it comes to photos?
For photos, I just do no color profile at all and raw, because I've noticed that sometimes if you keep it in S-Log and you shoot photos, it really underexposes. I'm not sure why it does that, but I've just decided I've got the raw data, I might as well just shoot something that looks right out of the gate and then edit further later. Now for other videos, the Osmo Pocket, I really like the log on there, because those who are follically challenged like me know that roll off on a bald head can be pretty bad. So the log really helps with that. It's making me not look shiny.
Now, when you're traveling and producing content at the same time, we need gear that can adapt to many scenarios. And this kit lets us do just that. Now, who knows, might be changing this whole setup in our next trip for our North Jersey grand reopening, Jacob. So if you want to check out these cameras, you can find them in the link down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let us know if you want to see more behind the scenes video just like this. And we'll catch you in the next one.